Now try it.
Okay.
been a while since I used this computer. I forget how to log in.
Recording in progress.
Well, I can't remember what the first password is. It's been a long time since I've used this computer. Oh, I think I may remember now. Let me try this.
Try IGE 108. Yeah. 2 asterisks or 3 asterisks.
Nope. Okay.
Yeah. You put 1 in, right?
My cousin Mary.
How are you? That's good.
Yeah, it's been, I don't know, a few months since I used the title.
Drupal. Oh, that's what it is. Drupal 108. All right, that got in.
She doesn't like to go on anything that she is not checked out yet.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. In your prayer book, turn to page 1. All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and all-knowingness. May they experience happiness and be separated from suffering. I will quickly establish them in the state of the most perfect and precious Buddhahood. Thus, until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Till death, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. All sentient beings, limitless as the sky, take refuge in the glorious kind Lama Vajradhara, the embodiment of the body, speech, mind, qualities, and activities of the Buddhas of the 10 directions and the 3 times, source of the 84,000 categories of the teaching, and Lord of the Sanghas. We take refuge in the kind root Lama and lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deities of the mandalas of the Idams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dakas, Dakinis, and Dharma guardians, possessors of the eye of wisdom. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embraced the enlightened mind and progressed on the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, give birth to bodhicitta and apply myself to accomplish the stages of the path. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness which is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Refuge of all sentient beings without exception, divine subjugator of terrifying Maras, together with their hosts of demons, the one who understands all realities without exception exactly as they are, transcendent conqueror, together with your disciples, please come here to this place. The ground is sprinkled with scented water and strewn with flowers. It is adorned with Meru, the supreme mountain, the 4 continents, and the sun and moon. As a Buddha field, I offer it. May all sentient beings attain the happiness of the Buddha fields. Whatever merit I've gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying, for the sake of the enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate.
心了没得不外言，若可能得先得就把修。将在我的究竟要把它解释也让更先走我也给我正在大概节奏当节奏被长久前步。
Okay, and then skip ahead to page 11. Namo, to the Lama of utterly pure appearance and existence, I offer the fundamental ground of appearance and existence. I supplicate you to thoroughly liberate the three realms. Please grant your blessings and overturn the depths of samsara. Sublime Master, wish-fulfilling jewel, crown ornament, the inconceivable, inexpressible mind of the victorious ones, the one endowed with the five wisdoms of omniscience. Gracious one, the embodiment of love, precious protector of beings, I supplicate you from within the essence of mind. Please grant your blessings from within the innate nature. Please bless me that I may realize the Dharmakaya that is beyond intellect, this primordially unborn, completely pure mind, transcendent conqueror of the one thus gone, foe destroyer of afflictive emotions, completely perfected Buddha, endowed with logic and virtue, the one gone to bliss, knower of the world, captain, tamer of beings, the unexcelled teacher of gods and men. I respectfully prostrate, completely touching my head to the stainless feet of the unequaled Shakya king. At the time of your birth, leader of two-legged beings, taking 7 steps on this great earth, you proclaimed, I am supreme in this world. To you who were wise even then, I prostrate. Possessing a body of complete purity, your sublime form is excellent. An ocean of primordial wisdom, you are like a golden mountain. The one whose renown is evident throughout the 3 worlds, protector of supreme attainment, to you I prostrate. To you who are endowed with the supreme marks, whose face is like an immaculate moon, to you, the one with a complexion like gold, I prostrate. A flawless one such as you among the 3 levels of existence is most exquisite. Unparalleled, omniscient one, to you I prostrate. Supreme among humans, captain of those to be tamed, the one thus gone who severs the all-binding fetters, who with senses pacified is utterly pacified and skilled in peace. To that one, the one who dwelled at Shravasti, I prostrate. Refuge endowed with great compassion, totally omniscient one who indicates the way, ground basis for oceans of merit and qualities, I prostrate to the one thus gone. The pure cause free from attachments, the virtue that liberates from the lower realms, the altogether supreme ultimate truth, to the pacifying Dharma I prostrate. Having been liberated, they also reveal the path to liberation. Thoroughly respectful of the 3 higher trainings, they are a field of sublime qualities. To the Sangha I also prostrate. And then back to page 9.
Namo nase nanda ge lama la nase shiryen se joba mu ankam so yongzhe de zorwa de korwa tongzhe se jianje lo jie 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 norge zoke jie ma sa jue me jarwe to 前辈也是我当的，这个当年个之间，按照我将在人不是 Daksamye Jemane Survande Chonye Jemande Chenje Lo Samdone Jeme Namdande Londe Chogo Topara Chenje Lo Jondende Tishen Yeba Trachomba
Yang
Nabara Zobe Sanje Reba Dai Shabse Demba
Dewa
Yeba Jedan Jemba Jivan Dewa Kalo Dewa Alana Meba Ladam Namje Bomba Nyame Shai Jarbo Jobje de Jama Meba Rabde Dode Gube Chanzalo Kanze Kanye Zoe Jodamze Sajen de la Gomba Duone Angane Jeden de Nai Choje Son Teze Keba Chela Chanzalo Nanda Gunai Chodo Suzan Yeshe Janso Serje Lumbonda Drapa Jeden Sonai Langewa Gombo Juni Chola Chanzalo Senjo Demba Jime Davishe Sarado Drawa Chela Chanzalo Dude Chude Sapa Sumnanze Nyame Jenjen Chela Chanzalo Nyame Jo Duwa Kalo Junze Jen Gujo Chingwa Junze Dejen Wangbo Yelai Nye Yelai Ke Nyo Shokpa Delai Chanzalo Gongbo Doje Chedemba Tamje Jemba Dombabo Zonai Yonde Jatso Shen Dejen Shekla Chanzalo Tabe Doja Dewe Gewe Genson Ledro Shen Jektor Tonlai Chojor Wai Hejor Chula Chanzalo Jole Jove Lam Yang Dong La Ba Dak La Rade Gur Henge Damba Yonden Je Gende Lam Yang Chanzalo.
And on to page 15. I prostrate to the youthful Manjusri, to those in the worlds of the 10 directions, however many there are, all the lions among humans who appear during the 3 times, to all of them without exception, I pay homage with respectful body, speech, and mind. The force of my aspiration prayer for excellent conduct brings all the victorious ones directly to mind. Bowing down with bodies as numerous as atoms in the realms, I prostrate to all the victorious ones. In a single atom there are Buddhas as numerous as atoms, each residing in the midst of their sons and daughters. Like that, I imagine the whole Dharmatatu completely filled with victorious ones. To those with oceans of inexhaustible, praiseworthy qualities, with sounds containing oceans of tones of melodic speech, I express the qualities of all the victorious ones. I praise all those Sugatas. With the finest flowers, the finest garlands, music, ointments, supreme parasols, supreme lamps, and the finest incense, I make offerings to the victorious ones. with the finest cloth, supreme scents, and fine powders equal to Mount Meru, all displayed in supreme and magnificent ways, I make offerings to those victorious ones. With vast and unsurpassable offerings, I venerate all the victorious ones. Through the power of faith and excellent conduct, I prostrate and offer to the victorious ones. Whatever merit actions I have performed with body, speech, and also mind, overpowered by desire, aggression, and stupidity, I confess each and every one of them. I rejoice in everyone's merit, the victorious ones of the 10 directions, the Bodhisattvas, the Pratyeka Buddhas, those in training, those beyond training, and all beings. I request the protectors, the lamps of the worlds of the 10 directions, who passing through the stages of awakening, attain Buddhahood beyond attachment, to turn the unsurpassable Dharma wheel. I supplicate with my palms joined together, those who intend to demonstrate nirvana, to remain for kalpas as numerous as atoms in the realms, for the welfare and happiness of all beings. Dedicate whatever slight virtue is accumulated through prostrating, offering, confessing, rejoicing, requesting, and supplicating to enlightenment. And to page 14.
Chenye soda chojun jedana tu son yeba meye senge kun dage malu tada tamje la le dam na ye tamve chanje wo sambo chube molan to dake jawa tamje ye je mo son Sangha dunye lura dubaye jawa kula rabda chanta loy deje tenga dunye sanje nam sanje seje wana shobata tata chuji yenga malupa Tamche kyawa tage kongwa mo tada tapa neze kyanso na ayanje yanla kyanso takunje kyawa kunje yonten rajo jeng dewa shekpa tamche tage to meto damba tenwa damba dang asinye nanda choba donjo dang nyamame chodan dupa damba ye jawa teta lane choba je namza damba namda tenjo dang Cheme pome rira nyamba Nyaboba cheba tobe jogunje Kyawa teta laya chubaraje Choba gana lame jachewa Teta kyawa tamche layamo Zambo chola tepe topta ke Kyawa kula chakse choba ke Dojo sheda demo wange ne Luda dakta dechen yeke chan Depa take jeba jenje pa Deda tamche dake sosoya Choju jawa kundan sanje se Ranga nanda chodan metoda Drowa kunji sosa yake rang Deda
kunji Jesu
Sơ đà
dagi
ye rai ca na chu chu she dan tu ma da a chan chu ren pa san ye ma cha nye kong bo de da da ge tam che la an ko lo la na me pa ko wa ko nya nge da tong ga ye de la la an do wa ju la pian xin de we che ge wa xin ge du ni shu ba ya
dagi
de mo raja so wa ge chak sa wa dan chu jen shak pa dan
Jesu
ye ran ko shen so wa ye ge wa chung se ta ge che sa ba
tam je
zo be chan ju je mo.
To page 16. Please turn the wheel of the Dharma of the two vehicles and their combination according to the dispositions and mental capacities of sentient beings.
Che jo de mo te kwa ye cho ye ko lo ko lu so tam ge do je ya je re so do yan je ma do de je bong jong bo se je lu bo do le je ve xia je je bu xiao lo ku zhang zi 这没有在头接经过的，没得些节目我知道啊。那他们这些把跟前去姐姐，人民的工人前跟这样子，我们去见人家普通的，都上街跟见我。上什就个我上同这边，在为了没小了个这样子。 看到九九东京这天呢，这些龙不了九我看，说到天地的东边，就见家人别把身不能多我他们今天来。那么呀，他也给当了当的这个中当当面给他们呢，都我跟着这开去，总把他们这给得到开就的都。Good morning. So we in the Tibet chanting, right? So Tibet chanting is mostly like the two syllables together. So actually, maybe look at the page 14, right? So first, yeah, maybe second. Sentences first line like chini soda, right? Chini soda, so the chini soda, so the English like a bit difficult, so just we keep going reading, right? So here is I think 9 maybe. Yeah, the 9 what called the syllables. So next syllables that together like two, you know, so this last one just only one. Chini, like sort of chini together. Chini, soda, chochu, jikten, na. So like kind of two. Otherwise the difficult to like sort of keep going. Sort of like the tune is like a bit different. We say again. Chini, soda, chochu, jikten, na. So, like that way. So then, mostly Tibetans, like some, but mostly together, two syllables together. Cheni Soda Chochu Jikten Tu Som Yekpa Meye Singe Gun Dake Malu Teda Tamchi La. So also Likabet, I don't know, depending, right now if we slow about kind of like, Likabet one sentence finish, sort of like, Likabet start. I think same with English, right? Le temps, so this, I think, did you find? Le temps, ngari, tanwe, chaje, wo. Sambo Jube Molang Tobda Ke Jarwa Tamchi Yije Ngosum Te Henke Dunyi Lurab Tuba Ye Jarwa Gunla Rabde Chansa Lo Du che tena duni sanje nam sanje seje una shoba ta tetar chuje yena malu pa tamchi jarwa dake kanwar mu Teda ngakpa mezi janso nam Yanje yenla janso dagun chi Jarwa kunje yonten rabju jing Dewa yikpa tamchi dake tu Meto tamba tingwa tamba tang Sinye nam tang chukpa dung cho tang Marame cho tang dukpo tamba yi Jarwa teda lane chubar je Naza Tamba Namtang Tencho Tang Chema Purme Rera Nyamba Tang Ube Chebaram Pabe Chokun Chi Jarwa Teda Layan Chubar Jes. Oh, keep going. Okay, Jarwata Lanchu Burgess. Okay, did you find Choba Kana Lami Jachewa Teda Jarwa Tamchi Layamu Sambo Jula Tebe Tobda Ke Jarwa Gula Changse Chubar Je Docha Hedan Demo Wanke Ne Lutan Atan Ti Yi Jang Degpa Dake Jiba Jinche Ba Teda Tamchi Dake Sosoya Chokchu Jarwa Guntan Sanje Ze Ranjara Namtan Lobtan Melotan Dowa Gunje Sonam Kanla Yang Teda Gunje Jesu Dai Rang Kana Chochun Jigden Duma Ta Chancho Remba Sanje Macha Ni gombo tada dake tamchi la kolo lana meba korwar gu nyangen da tong kanye tada la Rowa kunla pension devi cher Keba henke duni shobarayang Dake timo rabjara sorwaraje Changse watan chujen yabatang Yerang Gunshen Sorwa Yi Gewa Junze Dake Jeza Ba Tamchi Dake Chancho Che Ngos. Okay? Okay. So now I change so da joju so. We can move this one. Maybe this is okay. So yeah, we look a bit today talking about a little bit meditation. I think we did the last Sunday, so following. So I think meditation is I think benefits kind of everything, maybe. I think. Even though, like, yeah, maybe not thinking about, Dharma, but even though you have, like, or your business or organize is really helpful. So because we have, I think, particularly human beings, okay, I think, or animals very smart, but also I think more kind of wisdom and knowledge, the human beings. So really, I think there is, what called this, kind of originated, 당본에 관해서 항상 이렇게 답변한테 wisdom yours. 도마미 바네로.
Yeah, kind of like this beginningless wisdom from the very beginning.
Yeah, beginning or originated, no?
Or the jungsa.
Or ben the hidden bono. Yeah.
Oh,
This
Buddha
primordially, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there is this kind of like primordial source of wisdom from the Buddha nature.
Right. So every individual we have. So then, same time, so we have, I think, maybe obstacles or sort of like deluded mind. So I said we have this much knowledge, So, like almost same, not actually same, exactly same as the Buddha's wisdom. But we, not yet, because we have that this, whatever this, basically, I think biggest thing is naturally too, relative nature is we have like 5 senses, 5 objects. So I think ordinarily a good thing in Koki, we have like 5 senses, we can function in the body, right? But same time is the 5 senses, 5 objects counter to us, right? So even though we have insight, the primordially we have wisdom, but we too much the object or 5 senses, 5 object. So that is actually biggest the obstacle, so for instance, maybe long time, but these days biggest problem is the technology, internet, right? And then you look at the phone. So that is actually, you have something, even though we daily, planning, something that I want to do things, something they're planning, but you start or internet, maybe TV, or maybe in the phone, and then you can see things inside the phone. So then you kind of like deluded, right? These obscurations, or
Yeah, you become deluded.
yeah, deluded. Then you don't remember what time, and you don't remember what you were planning before, right? So then it's just looking, and then this more problem come because of your see or your hearing, and then kind of more deluded, So then maybe you can hearing things, you seeing them, may you're angry, may you're attached. Those actually, these are like, the biggest obstacle. So even though I'm saying is you meditate, like maybe you're not thinking about truly Dharma practice, but maybe just whatever you just relax, you meditate. Then you are like, kind of the meditation is kind of shut down the 5 senses for objects, sort of look inner, inside meditation. Then, sort of like kind of, or the weather is very foggy, or you cannot see, right? So then you look up meditation, so then look up clear up. You can see maybe trees. Before maybe all foggy or whatever, you cannot see trees or road, so on. But you look up and meditate. And then you're able to see more, path or tree, so on. So then you look. Then you remember what important today. I need to do things. Then maybe you start. Otherwise, I say you just look the poem, look the distraction. Maybe just you miss the whole day, or maybe not whole day, but I'm not sure. You missed a couple hours, So that I saying this, even though we not really focus. I said, of course, we are Dharma practitioner, right? So that's really we practice. But even though like ordinary person, not thinking about, but really they're helpful to so then the meditation is slow down in the 5 senses, 5 objects. So then, inner kind of, your mind is cloudy, or cloudy or distractionless, like goes away. Then you can see, okay, I need to do, But then sort of like, then you can, the wisdom completely, wisdom, you arise the wisdom. Then you understand, oh, what you need to, what is important, yes. So then you think, I need to do this one, right? One day. Okay, I this. But maybe you cannot finish those out, But then, sort of like, through the meditation, not looking much at this distraction, then you, oh, okay, maybe today is probably finish this one. So this is important, Or maybe you remember like a meditation or Dharma practice, So this, which one is important today, So then you go. So that's this wisdom, This knowledge. We have already, but sometimes too much. Actually, these days, I think, very hard, I think. Maybe we need to buy we have 2, maybe cell phones. What do you think? One is we have maybe like we call this do mobile, like tiny ones. I think it still has.
Flip phone.
Yeah, full phone.
Oh, yeah.
Right, and one is smartphone. So maybe you necessarily something you check internet so on, but you can the kind of alternate, mostly you can. Yeah, of course, maybe something these days thinking on the emergency. I don't know when we got emergency, but so somebody want to talk to you, somebody connect to you, so maybe poem's important, I think, these days. So maybe then, what do you call this flat phone? Or,
The flip phones?
yeah.
Well, those are the older ones.
Yeah, also very cheap, I think, right? We get free. But I don't know these days.
We have new technology.
All right, so yeah, so anyway, so yeah, I think very important. And so yeah, meditation help, of course, the Dharma. And I think also the everyday, daily, so okay, whatever you work, have to do, so you work. But same time, so I think put into the very important, meditation is important, meditations or practice, I think put important daily. Yes, you have all important things to do. So even though like every morning you look up a meditation, so then I think you have more energy and mind is then whatever you're able to choose your job. And also I think we really have to understanding is good thing is we are human beings, we meet the Dharma and so on. So now we have maybe 2 jobs, right? 2 phones, 2 jobs. So this one job is we have survived. We have ordinary work. You pay the bills. That's a job. But there we have another job. We have not only this life. Survive. So it's not. We are not animals. Just the animals they survive. Maybe okay. That's. So, but there are some animals, some bugs, some bees, how much they organize, work really hard. But we are human beings, precious human beings, So precious human beings, it is precious. So if you are really very smart, even if you practice completely, achieve enlightenment, very, very precious, very, very useful. But same time, so we have to use. So in order to use, have to time, how much you use. So yes, of course you spend, work, things, and another job, you are really practice. I say, of course you have to work 8 hours. there's no choice, right? And then maybe you left 4 hours or something, they have you choose. So that's what you use, put into the whatever practice, meaningful. In that, actually, we call this impermanence, but I think doesn't matter impermanence, but really time is very, very important. So and important means very precious, right? So we can't buy the time, right? You can't buy time means you can reward something.
Can't rewind.
Yeah, if I say, well, I give you $1 million, maybe you 5 minutes like this way, but no one's right. Keep going. Only this way, but not rewards. So that's, I think, also, we said, hotel, that you to Chiala, ko, what's it, cho shanshi some no tambina, Tangi Huana Yere, Jiwa Ngomala, Tenejik, that's sort of Sonam, Tende Mombo, Sabi Jumsen la, Dene, Tene, Tenjor Jumulu Yang, Toby Hore, the Toba Zamazibeke, Ta, Jig Nambi Chuyan, Ji Nambi Chu Tian, Tene, Jig Ta Karsegore, Dota, Natan, Chatong Jing at Jayoroa. Tiendu tepe misi wiki da za chenpo de tiendu ti za chenpo de nga tso jik penna jik wang zhawo jik tang tene jik long zhawo jik toba tsam ji kun tuk yo marwa tiendu tela tene nyamlen chi kuk yo res.
So, in general, if we look at the practice of the Dharma, another way to look at things is that it is through an incredible amount of merit that we have accumulated in previous lifetimes and virtue that we have engaged in that has created the causes and the conditions for us to have a precious human birth with all the freedoms and advantages. And this allows us to be able to practice the Dharma right now. And not only that, not only have we met with the Dharma, but we've met with the Dharma teachings of the sutras, the Dharma teachings of the tantras. We have access to all of that. So this is really incredible. And so this sacred opportunity to receive the empowerments of secret mantra, the reading transmissions, and so forth. This isn't enough, though. When we have this opportunity, what we need to do is also put these instructions into practice.
Ta tela tezongro tiendu tene ta nga zo karse gore the positive sambo chola opportunity karina nga zo tene yori di ina yang ta karse gore ji nyamba senari negative side samo tambi na yang nga zo jula pe ji korwa kor nga zo jula nyong ba pe tindi shuk chenpo ji yorwa tindi te ko ji tigasa tang roya ji tang tigasa lamsang ko nga zo ji pang tobi anda wo tang meba so tobi anda wo tang tindi yung mendo wa tindi te la ko yang tu tu ungu yores tindi ta tu tu tindi nyamle chi ne chi gor ma ta nga zo ji tis ji nyamle chi wa zam ji yang ta top tu yo ma des.
So, on one hand, we have this extremely positive situation and this positive opportunity, but on the other hand, if we look at kind of the negative side, we are stuck in cyclic existence, and we are afflicted by all kinds of very powerful afflictive emotions. And the patterns of those afflictive emotions are not something that we can just like abandon and get rid of instantly. We really have to put in time and we have to put in effort. And so if we just do a tiny bit of practice, that's not going to free us from cyclic existence.
어다디 콤고도와 땡아서다 디양 삼노직 당고다 콤고리스 벨 라만도직 청 콤고리스 게자 가야 말이스 콤건도 담마도디 고라나서도 따야로와 틴디베나 차샤비나 당보베나지 해당도 요위나 지니 해당대지 곰직 잡니 잡나 해당대 총론로야다 해당대 해달라야 메조노 차소나 되네 되기로와 이나야테 용구요 말와 가르스나 베나 지 해당대 이나 양고 달라지 양네 양도 되네 지다 곰자야 라소바다 참바다 닝제 곰야 라소바 텐디 마지비나 고지 톱자게자 총론로 말와 어다 티엔디 텔레데네 텔레 고 로버 치벌 두주지 뜬고 텐디 당가서 두세야 돼 되네 베 개체 모인사레스
So when we talk about meditation, then it's something that we're not just talking about the meditation, the lama, the lama gigomya.
오 말이 마찬가지 지 냠내 지고리 세안로지 다 라마제게 파 지 로마제라 라바 틴디 마레스 인타지 탄다 코지 인스트럭션 로지로와 이네 야타티 조 most decision de how work inside the diaries individually.
So when we talk about how we need to meditate, it's not just something that the lamas tell us, oh, you need to meditate. You're my students are meditators, so you need to meditate. That's not just enough to just hear this. It's not just this random instruction. We need to really understand how it works, what the process of taming our minds really involves. And so, for example, if we have anger in our minds, without a lot of meditation and so forth, then it's not just going to, go away. Anger is something that it's so powerful, sure, maybe we meditate a little bit when we're angry and then it kind of dissipates, but we haven't gotten rid of anger. Anger is something that is very strong. So unless we really train our minds again and again in all kinds of situations, meditating with love and compassion and really putting in the time and effort to train our minds, then we're not just going to be able to overcome such a powerful afflictive emotion. So the time that we put into our practice is really key. So this time is very important.
And also like kind of investigating your own. So how you look the afflict emotions you can able to control or not. So if whatever these afflict emotions kind of be stronger, so that means you need to practice, right? So on decision, so what you can able to focus what they need. So tiga na ida ngasoda nyamando yimbina Tiyosarwada chik Sangha kaptasola dawa samnotambina ta tidu ta Sangha ke ko kharse gore chik chu nyamlan chitante labgiyore labatsam mazibe ke ti Sangha ke jinjo tso ke ko tinde ke chik the thande na yi Tindri peche yosa mare, karsana tandan rawina ta, ji gomba taso monastery ta, loni hyu sumchu, tindri yang pecha yang ta gorawa, pecha ta giyore. Yina yang peche tindri sangye kabla, tindri peche insa mare samgdo. Karsana ko ti sangye ki chik te tene tela gom jap tene la ramba ando thi kabla karsena maso da jomba labgdoa shiftu gyorwa ti indu ta tingsan ro samno tambi na ya haji gombe kina la lobjong da yago yorwa ata zo gombare lobjong pemsiwe ke lobjong la ta be lonik sumchit focus lobjong chigi yore tene lobjong hansan ke ta lobjong tene yore yimbi na ya ta ngarang samjung do chibina tene chi ta gom nyamle jagate tis ta nyungyung do jere do wa nyungyung sidu karsan ta ngaso jetangda ta tande ke nambe ke tembandela jing do ta nga ta jebata sintomboji cho shenji ji de cha de yore yin cho shenji samno tangdu ta tingzang ro ji samno tangna tene da jombe ke komponto de wa ta kase yona samsang ro ji wa ji cautioning ko da jombe komponto de tene bedta nyong wo cha sang chang ba wa te chang de tene ji da jomba ta so la ta ngo he yore zundu yore tene ngone 지 인다 든디데 탄다테 디스타 카르세 거르지 곰바트 zu강이나 디스 카보로와 티디 이나다 가서 눕혀 봐라 지 야, 고 곰자가 돼서 더나 치기거래 대양 곰자베 슈 나라 그 준투네 지 곰자 토비나 tene nga ta chik chaja chimbo tokwa je la binare yang mena ta thana nga so ji ngone da jomba se di koranji da jomba se ya de kalsen da tingsang nga so yang ji nyen to rang ja de tingmen kisam no ro ji wa terim do da jomba se ya de ta koran ke da ta kalsen nga so nyom mo ta sama chom sa ro wa o tindi je ki chombina 당기냐 쇼길라 임바 베나다 diluted 카스드 베마 랑 넘버 또 버터 정말 장버와 대창 베가라 당원에 거지 이히트는 혈구여서와 고 지금 우시에서야 준주세야 wisdom 대 카스나 고 요요바노 제레도와 얘네야 단대네 깔랑 가서 통통에다 랩디 요로와 뇽몽백
So, in that way, previously, at the time of the Buddha Shakyamuni, like 2,500 years ago and so forth, at that time, the way of like receiving Dharma teachings and the way that the Buddha taught and the way that people meditated was different. These days, in kind of Buddhist communities like monasteries and so forth, people study for like 20, 30 years, and they read all different types of texts and commentaries, and they study those, and then with that, then they train also and meditate. At the time of the Buddha would teach, but then people would put those into direct practice, and we had like the arhats that are called the foe destroyers, the direct students of the Buddha, and they would maintain the teachings and the practice, and kind of maintain the record of those teachings. So these days, in monasteries and so forth, we have people who, study and train, do this course of study for like 20, 30 years, where they focus and they, memorize all these different texts and so forth. But the real practice of meditation is kind of different compared to what, probably happened in the past. Even though we have all these teachings on sutra, all these teachings on tantra, all these profound commentaries, are there really people that have attained the state of the arhats at the time of the Buddha, the direct disciples of the Buddha? And so when we talk about arhats, we're talking about not just like ordinary individuals, not just some, some arhats, you just go and find some arhats. These aren't just like random arhats. These are, incredible beings that attained, magical powers, clairvoyance, and, accomplished incredible levels of meditation with incredible levels of diligence and so forth. And for us to just meditate with such perseverance is very difficult. On the other hand, in the West, there is a lot of interest in meditation, and a lot of us have, the interest, to really pursue this path. And it is possible if we practice on a regular basis to gain, the realizations of Mahamudra and so forth. But, we should, also remember like that at the time of the Buddha, these arhats, we hear teachings about, the Shravakas, the Pratyekya Buddhas, the hearers and the solitary realizers and so forth. And we almost think about them as, sometimes in certain contexts, they're like inferior. But really, they're not. The word arhat means foe destroyer. And so what is the foe? The foe is afflictive emotions. And so they have completely purified their minds of gross discursive thoughts and afflictive emotions to the point where primordial wisdom just naturally arises. And so they have the capacity to, have clairvoyance because their minds are unobstructed, and they have, primordial wisdom and so forth. And so we also have these inside of us, but they are just obscured by our obscurations.
다 베나 로마지 요르다 제테 니르베세야 지 총도
Nyepe?
니르베 인 산제 기타 테요레 산제 갈다 테랍 둥세지 도아 테랍 둥세디 산제 코랑케다 지 야삽 나오지 마 티리 지 고샤죠 저래도 리진도 그러 야삽
Dinner Dumpa.
Dumba mari. Then up doing chung do it in the tea tene. Tendi yosa mari.
So the Buddha had these disciples, and there's this one called Nidapen.
Niribe, yeah, Niribe, I think.
Nidabe.
Yeah.
Nidabe. And in particular, there were these 7 generations of regents that occurred, like, the ones who upheld the Buddhist tradition for 7 generations. So there are these 7 generations of regents.
Right. So the that tambo di that jatante kenzo ro yusarwa karsenada pena sanje ke ta loma za chehyo karsenada tini 샤리프다 몽게버 tsorwa tende tini 다 콘소 keji 다 콘소 아하드라와 모신로 요도 tini 다 산지 공파 존로 요와 콘소 하고 요서와 산지 공파 조 하고도 tini 오다 산지 공파 존나다 디고레 다 나초 다 총소매 야그레 다 상진로 테니 직 상질 카 태고로 와 대 상제군 골인도나 다 디삼테 간단 도르디 휴이나 테니 테당 테니 샤리보다 몽게 플라서 베테니 아하도 마보 직 테니 다 무히 요디 테니 베 콘소 냠냠냠 테니 다직 공파조 세나리 간다다 코란스 야 카세코타 리다 코란스 테요로 와 코란스 초이스 다 공파조 비오레스 이나다 티가라 테네 저 삼하폰 단 상지 워송 첨부 송도다 워송 상지 좀된데 기타 로마 자체효 테네 워송 첨부도 하콘 텐다 공파 냐냐 샤리포다도 좀 공파 도 자라봐 이나야 테네 워송 기타 다다 좀 바치랑 송오시 용게 치랑소 젠질라 라마톱 댕게 참마다 공파 조 초고 말레스 공파 조가 요 말레스 personas tene sanji demba te nyam gris mo bala tene tene ta te sanji ta wosung se ya ta tere da tenam thangbo te tere wa tenam juban thangbon jingya te tene sanji jumden de ta ni jatsap te chorang yin sen tene ni kitsap te sanji wosung ya wa nga gompa zo mi la
The Sanjay ki, the
in that was only the arhat so love your he tell them the arhat chong so ta nyang de chogong ba ko so rama yor wa rama yu be ka la chong so ta nyang de ya yo ma des
Pache.
yeah that's okay
So, in general, it's kind of interesting here. The Buddha had great disciples, and in general, the greatest of the disciples, the greatest of the arhats, were, most famous were like Shariputra and Moggallana. And they were arhats. And the Sanjay Gompazok,
right so this the man disciple Sharipadaras Mongolianas they have killer warrior so all arhat they killer warrior so they know the Buddha is soon this kind of path parinirvana they know so so all the mainly like Sharipadara and the Mongoliana so kind of they don't want to basically see Buddha passing parinirvana. So they are kind of like free, their choice. So okay, just basically interesting, right? So so Buddha is different place, they're coming now. We go first. So they all the Sharipadara, Mongoliana, like thousands, they arhats, they passed, So then later on, then the another man disciple, Buddha's disciple, Wosung Chenpo, great Wosung. So then he said, so kind of he knows the situation. So you all arhats, they're free, they want to stay, they can stay, human being. Or they want to just parinirvana, whatever, just one second, they can go, So then this, I think we need to, Osung said you're not allowed to you need you tell them all arhats.
So, Usung Chenpo, the great protector of light, he told all the arhats, no, you can't just pass into parinirvana. Don't just die.
Right, so because we have, so what situation after the Buddha passed,
Right, we need to carry on the teachings.
Yeah, so, and also this, I said this, the Buddha said, he said to Wosung Chenpo, okay, so next you can take care of, basically, region.
So in this way, Shakyamuni established, he told Usung Chenpo, you are going to be the regent to pass on the teachings.
Right. And then I think we call this, then this kind of lineage or the region, the 7 regions. So the second one is, I think, Gungao, right? So
Ananda?
Ananda. And then the 4th one is, I think, Rubir Kochen. But then I think 4th one is the Nirbe, we saw talking, right?
The Shipa?
Yeah.
So then the 4th one is Nidabe.
Nirbe. So this I talking about why they're talking about Nirbe. So Nirbe, so he's the region, so he teach and so that time I like kind of, I don't know, maybe I think there is measurement, but looks like kind of he sort of like make under the mountain cave, like kind of very big, like 100 by 100, feet or something. I don't know. I think they are measurement, but it's really big. So that time is, so he has the like, I think maybe sort of these days, maybe less than 3 inches, or I don't know, maybe 3 inch something. The small steak, piece of steak like that, 4 inches. So then the someone that become arhat, then he wants more steak through in the cave. So his time, they completely filled out that big cave. You understand, right? Do you understand?
So every time someone became an arhat, he threw a little stick
Yeah,
in the
these
cave.
are really tiny ones, like this pig,
And
this
so
maybe
it-
this thing, this maybe about 3 inches or something, 4 inches, whatever. Yeah, so that time, I think that time is how many that become arhat. So I don't know these days we have how many are. So, but we need to. We said we really need to practice. Also, this. Do you remember this? Another story is the Odiyana, right? And this we called what you call the Sahar Jarbo. What called Sanskrit? I don't know the Sahar King.
In their booty?
In the body, I think. Yeah, so the Sahar King in the body, so he received Hewajara, not Hewajara, what is Guya Samaja. So then the king received this, and also entire kingdom. So they received the teachings, and then they practice. The entire kingdom is enlightened. So there is nothing, oh, you're a monk, or you're not monk, or whatever, male, female, old, young. No, they are practice. If you really practice, doesn't matter you are old, you are young, or you are male, or female, or monastic, or non-monastic. So they did because of the practice. So I think this is very important, I think, practice. And then, if I don't know, we have become arhat. So then they know what to do exactly. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe these days few people, I think, that's level, but I know some, like he has like Tuan Rinpoche, right? Tuan Rinpoche. So he did meditation, so 9 years. But he has clairvoyance. So yes, he can be two things. Maybe he's bodhisattva, or of course, but also is the meditation level is sort of, that's my guessing. I guessing is arhat level. So because of his clairvoyance. Okay.
I was talking to Rinpoche Shimi Dorje, and he said like the posture is really important when you're meditating. And my posture was like all off, but each person has to have like their own balance, their own to get everything lined up so you can meditate better. And then he said clearing the winds first too.
Right, yes. Yeah, I think that there's specific, the 7, what is the Virujana postures. So I think, many is, of course, this is, every aspect is important. So if you can, good postures, good. But they said very important, get body straight. If meditation, the spine is straight is important. Okay, so 어때 뒤로 뒤에다 가서 주 제야 거랑게 삼는다고 당비나 되네. 다 고 같이고는 되고라 문도 냠나 지고는 되고래. 이나 문도 냠나 제야도 다 스케치 모델도와 뒤에 제가 나기다 검지하기나 이나 다 간다야 냠는 제야데 베케치 뭐 휴인사레스.
So, in this way, in our practice of the Dharma, then we have, for example, the practice of the preliminaries is extremely important. So even though we, might be meditating and so forth, it's important to, remember such things as we approach practice.
제가 나기다 가서 냠래 집이 내 가라 갈세나다 베나 테레 단다 베나 온도로 냠래 지야다 제가 나 이게 특성벌에 뒤는 것도 베난도 나라 테네 중도와 갈세나 루인데 자단 토나양 titan이 더 성취하 성도들이 가서도 지 륜디 키치들 깔레 몸보지다 자고 요리나 깔레 잡아티 고 자탄 하고 와제탄 제가 나이 그 류데 고 지다 I don't know these days 성이 류트 베자 성벌이다 히라잠 그여서 말이 이나 양다 냐마도 섬그여서라와 냠내 징에도 오케이 고 칼라사야 거라와
Kalasa.
인타 팀장 다 히라잠 그여지 말이 일루인데 베 독자리다 잠그 말와
Dukja Samgyoban.
삼그여지 말이 잠그도 I don't know.
So, in the sutras, for example, when we practice ngundro, in the sutras it is taught that even though you might see the body as an enemy, you should still, take care of it, and you need to eat and so forth so that you can do your practice. These days, I don't know if people think of their body as their enemy in the same kind of way. Drupan's saying.
Like
pain?
No, pain is different. But I think it was long time ago, the meditators thinking body is like enemy. Because I really want to practice, right? 100% focus. But then like for instance, okay, someone going to 3 attitude, right? So the practice, but you're doing to 3 attitude, you have to prepare the food for the body. So that's this thinking. This body is really my enemy because I need how much prepare. But these days I don't know. But we thinking about for the body how much expensive, We work hard, That's maybe I don't know. Probably survive the body, So anyway, so this even though you're thinking about this enemy, but you have to take care. That's very important. And the Sutrayana said, have to take care. And then this, yes, with Vajrayana, our body is the Yidam deity. So I think so that really have to take care in the body. Maybe no attached to body, but you have to take care. So take care good way, So, so that I think you guys know how to take care, right? But one of just the going to practice, to prostrations, move, walk. So interesting. So I think the Buddhists, like sometimes we said, yeah, this Buddhism, and at the same time their culture. We say, oh, that's whatever the Buddhism culture. But really, is the Buddhism culture is, I think, very much connected to the practice. So, like for example, they said you have to circumambulations. So that means basically walk, or you pilgrimage this mountain, that statue, that monastery. So this good for our body, yes, of course, the merit. You can see the holy place, holy statues, and whatever important, teachers, so on. But at the same time, how we exercise and the prostrations, circumambulations. So that's, I think, very important. So also this physical well, and then you can do many things. And also the meditation, I say, sometimes what is important we don't know. So maybe you don't know how to take care of your body. So your first meditation, then you know how to take care, So the basic knowledge. So also this mind, theravada, same thing. Ta luni pola yang ko bem masivike tan deva hubris.
So, with the mind, there is a very strong connection with the body. So, really, taking care of the body really supports the mind.
어다디 인데 대가 나지게 되네 당가서디 셈게 되네 굴롱 따조 갈세난 가서 당이 공투가 나지로와 I think really kind of basic practical labor and realization 갈세나 가서 셈 냠냥 간디 지구 유나미나 다 셈다 담아지 구구요리스 셈 담아지 구롱 담아지 이러와
So, when it comes to the mind and the intention that we have in our mind, whatever type of particular realization we are cultivating, it's important that we work from a place of having a very pure mind and a very pure intention.
대가 나기 때문에 땅아서 텔레양 갈세나 딘디지에게다 갈세군 가서 작저 전부 똑바지에서나 단기 공투가 나기리 고 아하트 토부구나 간디고구나 다 갈세나 대 니용구도와 소남지 초당 예시지 초로 랍기도와
So, in this way, whatever type of realization we are striving to accomplish, if we are trying to accomplish the realization of the Great Seal Mahamudra, if we are trying to, accomplish the realization of becoming an arhat, with all of these, there are two things that we need to accumulate. We need to accumulate merit, and we need to accumulate wisdom. Both these factors are key.
디인데다 갈세나 소남지 초올랍도 땅가서 더송구도와 되네 직 당이 공투와 나이레 차당 고르와치야당 대가 나이게 직 갈세거리 바로 침바 좋게 냠래 지야 오다도 좋더니 개침 보이사레스.
So, in this way, when we talk about the accumulation of merit, so this includes, as was mentioned, the activity of doing prostrations, doing circumambulations, doing the practices of these 6 paramitas, the 6 perfections. All of these are the accumulation of merit.
어디가 나기다 디고 이게 초사월 지발라 이게 초사 딘디게 야텐지 요나야 고 셈들라 드네다 다이 콘티와나 이리 셈 담아지 르부요사레스.
So then, when it comes to the accumulation of wisdom, or we could say primordial wisdom, then we are talking about the mind. And in this context, this is where we come to this pure mind.
디인디다 텔라 카르세나 더 pure mind 랍두 칼랍고 랍나 맞다 조 강제 테리타나 초사바다 대가 나이게다 직나서 셈들라 대바지 고그로와 대바 대요나 자도시 뭐 똑바다 디 토라 셈 담아지 요나 드네 셈 담에게 토라 드네 가서 직 대백 성샤 도비야 드네 직 게nem다 조그람도 보임베나 되게 드네 고직 셈세오로 지 차그요사레스.
So, in this way, as we cultivate a pure mind, one of the most important things, of course, we, accumulate merit and, purify our obscurations and so forth. That's important. But when it comes to the mind, when we cultivate faith, then this allows us to really transcend, ordinary states of mind, and we can gain the realization of Mahamudra and so forth. And so when we have faith, this allows us to really gain the clear realization of the generation stage and the completion stage. Then it can really happen.
다 단기 공치와나 이래 드네 나저 뇽몽베 화차양 요래라 양 직단다 대바다 이치 드네 대가나 이게 직 하게 구성득된게 그 화차지 샤고그로와 텐데테 텐디지 화차 샤워지와라 드네 샘 타마지 요베나 드네 직 상지 텐토야 드네 추 텐야 오다 텐디지 연구요사레스.
So, as we mentioned before, we have these patterns of afflictive emotions in our minds. On the other hand, though, if we cultivate faith and trust and confidence in the Dharma, then we can establish those patterns in our mind. And so, when we cultivate these types of patterns of having, faith and confidence in the Dharma, we, recollect the qualities of the Buddha. We recollect the qualities of the Dharma teachings and so forth. And this allows those to really become cultivated in our mind.
어떻게 대가 나이다 지 나도 조선으로 연구요래 지랑서 섬노 빼야고로 와다 나서 냠년 시간으로 요 잠발라 조선으로 연구 잠발 가장 고마지 휴인바 텐데 다 틀라 개와 섬지 메차요 지랑서 화자지 하고로 다니고 꾸노트 가르세나 다 당이 컨티와 나이래 나저 투지 없어요로 와 레카니 요린다 조선으로 다 오늘 담배 추나로 와 콘로고 잠바 효기 빼나 차샤비나 the same sayati washa de khandi shag or not interesting do pena ta karse de tin do zama ta na pen do cha sha bina o ta sani sani mares ta sani le chochon ro go ro sam gyo na tene ko tga sa ji ko be ko washa de sha sha yo des kisi ngosun ro yo mari ta don sen jing do gre sani do gro wa
So, in this way, when we can talk about this Dharma Center. And so, here at this Dharma Center, this is an opportunity to really practice. And the creation of this Dharma Center and this community is really the result of an inconceivable amount of merit. And so here we kind of have like two jobs. There are, there's, the kind of activities of the center and so forth. And then there's also establishing patterns in our mind. And so in terms of patterns in our mind, when we have a Dharma center like this, we establish a pattern of thinking, well, on Sundays, it's Dharma teaching time. Sundays, Sunday mornings, it's time for the Dharma. And so we might not think that much about it, but really there's a pattern that becomes associated with the Dharma. And so we think, Sundays is, Dharma 30. It's so we we have this pattern.
All right. Yeah. So also this, sometimes we think, Dharma practice means you just got here, you start your meditation or whatever you're chanting. So that you really practice. But actually not. So when you remember I need to go to center, so that's you already start, already your practice. But for instance, I said, maybe tomorrow, Sunday, right? So still you have time, for night and tomorrow, still there is like 40, 50 hours. But you have that motivation bring to completely finish the Sunday, then, so that's how the merit. So interesting, so this, also this kind of similar here, right, I think. The companies, they pay you this, whatever you start your home, or just you go office, then you get paid. Huh? Depends. Right, so normally, these days maybe not companies, but normally this you work, you coming from your home, you start. So how long take? So that's, I don't know, these days maybe your start traffic 2 hours, but not pay hour. Well, I don't know. But Dharma is not like that, okay? Dharma you pay, you get when you mentally start, okay? So I said tomorrow, Sunday, right? So even though that night you're thinking, okay, I have to sort of prepare, or I want to go to center, I want to practice, or whatever. So I said the two jobs, right? The worldly sense, we had job, take care of ours, pay the bills, and also Dharma job. So your Dharma job, so I said that you already start. So this not only Sunday, so maybe Saturday night you start job. So then eventually you can get the pay. Karmic pay, you're not physical. The real pay. So that's, I think, and then also, I said everything can make input, so kind of joyful to come here, and also enter the center or inside the home, so you look at the Buddha, thinking about, so sometimes we not much pay attention or going to meditation, just even though you didn't see the Buddha, so maybe the less merit, so sort of like connections, I don't know, something. Kind of like more, I think maybe more activities in that. Sometimes mentally we do the more activities they involve, right? So you for instance, so I make actually donation box, about this week or something. You light the candles, incense, maybe maybe $2-3 put there, and sort of like but that is connections you merit. So this kind of, and then not too much is candlelight, but you can. So this kind of there, you sort of like more like open, like more kind of input. Yes, you can straight come here, just meditate, that's okay, but kind of first the connections, Buddha, and then after that, your activities. More connections. Tendi ta sonam seya tere. Ta sonam ji cho seya. Ta sonam cho ji por chi na digmi do wa. Yang ta yi ji cho song le.
So that is the accumulation of merit. However, it is not enough to just accumulate merit. We also need to accumulate wisdom.
That wisdom te lang so gom ja je ta. Ko ya understanding do ji peche yo sa de sam go.
So when we talk about accumulating wisdom, this can include meditation, and it also includes understanding.
Da tangbo understanding karsena, I think two things maybe. Da terwa ji yu tang, chi yu la ta ji tang chui da kansa da la da ta ko some this kali ka do. Yin yang ta nga so chi yu kin zimba tang, ya nang sem ni yorwa. But nang sem do some no tang bi na yang ji tande ki ne ka la ji yang na control sa ya ndo, yang ma na ji sem phom ban do. Yang mena karse na nga so ji karse ko ta ji o rang la the yorwa dang ni be le lo la gore ta ko sa dang ni be sna nge chi to sa ma re nge nyong sa ma re nge yung sa ma re ji yorwa o ta to kan di ji yu bi na yang ta di ko ji nga ra ke nam to ko du ta sha ba ji ma to ko ngone ti ngone marwa chi to gore ro Betana simti and those some gore. Young simti to some Yawatana, Naraki create no chicha your mother, simti Koran, you told there were J. the Teleyan, simti Koran, be Takpanda Wodan, Jura Mewanda Wodan, Tenikaya Maria, Koran, empty essence. Tiana Yiki, Jikta, Karsago, Shadon Lasso Beroa.
So, when it comes to wisdom, then understanding, with wisdom, then there are kind of two aspects. There is the outer objects of phenomena, and then the inner mind. And we have these concepts of outer reality, and we based on our attachments and so forth, then we get angry, we get depressed, and inwardly we have this concept of ourselves, this I, this me, I feel, I have this thing, and we have these thoughts in our mind. For example, we can, get kind of, frustrated or stressed out, and if we hold on to it and we always think, I'm frustrated and stressed out because of all these different things, it appears real. We think, this is substantial. But, if we look at stress itself, there's nothing there. It's ultimately empty in essence. It's just this grasping.
All right. Well, that thing do that tela karsanta nga so de ko rangi chop de yoji yo mare tega na ye ke nga zo chi yu la honorably ji chi yu la nga zo hedan lang si yu o de nga be ko da ni da ri sam yang do da yang tega na ye ke ji da chi yu le de ne yang nga zo attachment kan de ji yu bi na yang ko ji relative level la da yo re yin yang ultimate level le ko rangi ma do wa tindi ji hin gu yo re ko rangi chop yo ma wa.
So, in this way, we come to understand that things do not substantially exist. So with outer objects and outer kind of experiences, we have these different, experiences where we get angry and upset and we hate, certain people or things, and, they arise as enemies. Or, maybe on the other hand, we see certain things and we get attached to them or we desire them and so forth. And so relatively, we definitely have these experiences of, these outer objects that we, get angry at or attached to and so forth. But ultimately, these do not truly exist.
오다 텐디제게 다 지키유 난지미 셈 텐디제게 토라 하코네 랑이 마로 텐디 하콘 티 토라 텐디 가서 다지 단다 곰칸데 자고 나라와 고 참반이리 바 샤와 히네 지다 히네 땡chen 데미라 소바 텐디 다 칼군구이거나 텐디 지 저저 쳔볼라 소바다 텐디 테 틀라 텐디 소놈 모두 예시치 토라고요레스.
So then, when we cultivate this awareness of the empty, unestablished nature of outer phenomena and the inner grasping mind, when we remember this, when we meditate, on this with calm abiding, when we cultivate the ultimate awareness of Mahamudra, and so we recognize the insubstantial nature of outer phenomena in the inner grasping mind, then this is the cultivation of wisdom.
Okay. So I think there's a very nice, you helped me. So I also, I take not much time. So this nice, what called the Gungo, right? Gungo, the Buddha's disciple. Actually, this Gungao is, I think, he's maybe Buddha's, I think, younger brother, I think. Sort of cousin, maybe these days cousin. So anyway, so this, the before Buddha is younger, so this the man disabled, Sharipuddara, Mongeyana, so on. But then Mongeyana and Sharipuddara are very popular. They are disabled hundreds, thousands, So then, so everybody who is the best attendant for the Buddha. So then all the, whatever this community, whatever Buddha's disciple is best is the Gungao. So Ananda. So then this, all the arhats, all the community, all the monk recourse to the Ananda or this Gungao. Okay, you do the attendant for Buddha. He said yes, but first the Buddha and I think many I recourse Buddha. I think three things, but if you agreed three things, I think. Mainly is, I think, I don't know, two things, I don't remember, but one thing is, if I attendant, then, so Buddha cannot teach without me. So because he memorized right? So then the Buddha's agreed. So if Gunga was not there, Buddha not teaching. So if Buddha's teaching, when Buddha's teaching, have to have Gunga. So, but then he did attendance. They said that they never forget, whatever Buddha's teaching. So the Gunga was attendant until the Buddha passed. And the Buddha passed. So then this we said Wosung region is Wosung, right? It's Buddha's region, Wosung. Mm-hmm. So, but today I think how important Arhat, So, but Gunga was not yet Arhat. So then Wosung is next region. I think best is the Gunga, second region of the Buddha. But Gungao is the not enlightenment. He can make mistakes. So then one day, so all the gatherings after the Buddha passed, so all the gatherings, so this all Arhat. So then Wosung Chimbo said to the publicly, yeah, some, the monks very shame, so still not Arhat, and so he talked. So then actually the Gungo understand. So those are we need to kick out in the monastery. So they said this, I think this sort of like, I think, maybe didn't say the not Arhat, I think, not Arhat, but the Tindi Domba Yago Zungyo Mari, Gombe Kitan Yago Ki Ayo Mako Shameless Doji, raise love Yasarawa.
So they were saying that some of these monks didn't keep their vows, and they, weren't really, being mindful, and they were engaging in shameless activities.
So that time, then this the Gungo understand him. So, but I said I didn't break into my vows. Why are you talking about? So as to the Wosung Chimbo, said, yeah, of course you break the vows. Of course you with all and Buddha. But you did mistakes many times too, because you're not Arhat. So then he said, your mistakes, different mistakes. I don't remember, you just, I think he said one is, you're making the Buddha's cloth, but they put your feet there. The Buddha's clothing touched to your feet, or something you ate different mistakes. You have to leave. Yes, you are, Before they didn't say that there wasn't Chimbo, this Gungo, but then Gungo understand, but then later on, just first he wasn't Chimbo saying like publicly, everybody, but really not. He just exactly talking about the Gungo, So then, of course, he left. He had to left to the monastery. So then he's very sad, just, so he just different places in the caves, under the trees. And then, sort of he's like I said, a Buddha passed, and then he kicked out the monastery, he's like man, like attendant. So also Dharma practice, sometimes we're not expecting everything's perfect. Then just high, so sometimes, so obstacles, have to have obstacles, So regret. So then, I think there's something he kind of visions or something sound, or I think he's kind of hearing or vision. Yeah, everybody become Arhat, but some are not Arhat or something like that. So then he's okay. Now I need to practice. So then he did meditation, really focus, So then really focus, he meditate, then he become Arhat. So then he, why kick out me? So he thinking, he through the clairvoyant. So this is not purpose. Only purpose for this Gungao. He want Arhat, but he really not mistakes. He's broke well, nothing, Then he know the Wosung Chimbo purpose. He want to become Arhat, and then he want to make next region. So then he become Arhat, and then he know that he did mistakes, but also not purpose for him. The Wosung, then he want to back to the monastery, whatever this. And then the Wosung Chimbo understand, okay, so now Gunga was coming. So we have to make thrones, like hundreds arhats, like the Dharma clothing, put together, they're really high, then this, the Gunga will come. So Gunga will sit there. So then arhat, how important? Even though Gunga, he said you extremely smart. He kind of like recording or forget, but possible to he mistakes. So then he become arhat. So they not forget. So the that getanga so gom se ya de la ko pento ten yu sar wa that is some tango do kar peng yu.
So these are the benefits of meditation. And so you should think about these sometimes.
So then the tera sanje tombe die la tene konso kadu se ya jik tanga so maomba la tene ji do segere sinete da deno zom kadu chi yorwa kadu chi ta osong dang tene ta zong gen leng te osong gungao tene sorry da
So in this way, in order that the Buddha's teachings would not be lost, they were gathered into the three baskets, the Tripitaka,
just after the Buddha passed.
after the Buddha passed. And the regions to transmit and uphold these were Usong, Chempo, and then Ananda,
And I think the Nyewankor,
and then
Nyewankor,
the close
Nyewakor,
the
just
10,
name, just name.
Nyewakor,
These kinds of three baskets, got key or what?
Nyewakor.
Nyewakor one, Tene, Osong, Gunga, Osong, Yorwa,
Oh,
Tizom Kela, three basket. Got key or stuff. Those Kongo Yorwa, Tatini, Sanji, there is Song Lam Tam, and Dong Yorwa.
so then the three baskets were kind of upheld by three different students. So Usong Chempo upheld one, Ananda upheld another, and Nyewakor upheld a third.
So interesting, right? So this, right now is we have more obstacles than more forget. But that time is not forget. So that time is after just Buddha passed. And then kind of all arhats remind three basket, one just kind of, okay, this is Buddha teaching, right? So this the hundreds, thousands arhats and bodhisattvas. Then he kind of like, they turn all the recording, sort of like what the Buddha said. Then so this another arhat, all arhat is sort of recording again. Sort of that time, so there's no write down. So then I think you don't forget. So this, the three, Wasam Chimbo say one basket, and there's Ananda say one, and Nyewankor say one. So that's first what the first I think what they call conference or what?
Yeah, the first transmission conference committee gathering. First council. That's
Yeah, first council, yeah. Okay. So you have questions?
maybe the
Quick one.
microphone.
Yes or no? So would all bodhisattvas be arhats? So is arhat like a level of
Right. So this
meditative
different.
attainment?
No, bodhisattva is can be arhat, but can be not arhat. So the arhat means the meditative, the level have to have like same degree, arhat. Bodhisattvas is too many different. Even though like ordinary person, we take the bodhisattva vows, thinking you practice the 6 parameters. But even though you're not meditate that level, but it can be your bodhisattva. Well, maybe not bodhisattva, but or also then the real bodhisattvas is both higher the arhat arhat level meditate and bodhisattva level. So inata tela tera bodhisattva ke tete tsundo dwa na to chancho sembe domba huwa tagarana training sanji rex je la gro training sanji rex je started tsiki yor bodhisattva jamru di chancho sembe domba huwa tagarana tene ta ko ji chancho sembe kongdo tsundo yores bena ngaso tanda tibari ngaso jamru domba huwina ngaso sangha se ya te kong tsundo ro gendu se ya te kong ta tando chando go sa sinda ko real bodhisattva da ko the different one.
So in a way, when we take the bodhisattva vow, the vow of bodhicitta, then part of the vow is that today we become part of the community, the family of the Buddhas, and in a way we become established on the bodhisattva path. So we're traveling the path of the bodhisattvas from the moment we take the bodhisattva vow. And so in the same way that when we take refuge, then we become a community of the Buddha.
Or we sangha, right? So
We become Sangha. When we take the bodhisattva vow, we become part of the Sangha of those practicing bodhicitta. But the actual attainment of the bodhisattva
Complete.
levels of enlightenment, that's kind of a different discussion.
So follow up, maybe within the next year, can we have a ceremony where we could, those that want to take the vows can?
Yes, that's one. Yeah. So this is important, and also this bodhisattva vows is kind of actually really important. Yeah, of course we do every time, all mother sentient beings, this and that, so every day. So that's, and also, so this time to time, this is really take the vows. Okay, so dedication.
Okay. Page 24 of your prayer book. By the virtues collected in the 3 times by myself and all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by the innate root of virtue, may I and all beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. May the teachings of the great Dakungpa Ratna Shri, who is omniscient, Lord of the Dharma, Master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of samsara.
Thank you.